Lord, can you give me a little bit of grace? Oh, can you hear me? It's been one of those days. So I'll be waiting down by the river.
Welcome to a new vlog. I'm actually about to go to get my smear test, which is something a lot of people don't talk about, but we should. You should test because it's a very effective preventative measure. Mine sadly came back concerning a couple of times, so we're kind of keeping an eye on it. So this is gonna be my third time, but you don't actually, I think it's like only every couple of years or something that you would normally go, but mine was actually supposed to be just before the whole COVID started, but it's only like reopening now, so I'm gonna go get that done. It's definitely uncomfortable, but it's for sure worth it. So if you've been delaying that, make sure you get on it. It's so important. The negatives and the discomfort shouldn't even matter. If you've been delaying that, because I know we like to do that, take this as your reminder. I think I'm gonna take today very easy, and also have acquired 3 more books since the last we spoke, so I'm going to show you what I got. I got one of the things I pre-ordered previously and it came, and another 2 I got a Kindle because they were like £1. I wanted to say hi, really. Hello, who knows what this week's gonna be. Hi, I am back. So, I told you that I had a couple of books that I got recently that I haven't mentioned yet. So, first up there is Timeline by Michael Crichton. I want to say Crichton, but I might be wrong. This is the author of Jurassic Park, which I actually have not read. Dinosaurs are just not my thing, I don't think. But this is basically about this old man that goes wandering in the Arizona desert and is miles away from any human habitation. He has no memory of how he got to be there or who he is. The only clue to his identity is the plan of a medieval monastery in his pocket. In France, there's this expedition of people digging for fossils and whatnot, and some students discover a disturbing thing in the ruins, the long decayed remains of Johnson's glasses, and the message in modern English, so basically time travel. So you know I'm up for that. The other one was The Rook by Daniel O'Malley. And this is also kind of towards that, but in London. A woman wakes up in London Park surrounded by bodies all wearing latex gloves with no recollection of who she is. She must follow the instructions of her former self left behind to discover her identity and track down the agents who want to destroy her. She soon learns that she is a Rook, a high-ranking member of a secret organization called the Checkway? I'm not sure. That battles the many supernatural forces at work in Britain. She also discovers that she possesses a rare and deadly supernatural ability of her own. Sign me up! And then the third book that I got is this, The Vanished Birds by Simon Jimenez. And on the back it says, a woman out of place and outside of time. Decades of time through the stars are condensed into mere months of Nia Imani. The captain of a transport ship contracted to the Mumbai company. She lives only for the next paycheck until the day she meets a mysterious boy falling from the sky. Broken by his past, now he is hunted. The boy was born with a gift that threatens the Mumbai company vice-like control of the settled worlds. Fumiko Nakajima, the matriarch of the bird-like stations used by Mumbai to control vast tracts of space, has been searching for someone with his ability for centuries. She has found him. Spanning decades and across light years, their story will take them to the fringes of settled space where the laws of civilization do not apply, where ultimately he will have to decide between fate, family, and humanity. Very much a sci-fi, which obviously you could have told from the cover. But yeah, those are the books. Speaking of books, I am currently still reading Kingdom of Souls, and I'm hoping to read a little bit today, although I literally am feeling so shattered. I'm going to post my weekly little newsletter on my Patreon feed, and I might just kind of crash. I'm not quite sure. I am currently on page 192, so right here, pretty much middle, I guess. Maybe a bit not quite there. So my thoughts from the first half are in the previous vlog, but where we left off is that things finally picked up for me and I was way more intrigued than I was at the beginning. So I am excited to get back to that and see what is up, but in the meantime, I might do the Patreon tomorrow. I just cannot. Okay, if I go to sleep at 7, do I still count as an adult?
I heard about you long before we met. You're winsome and you're young, at least that's what they said. Underneath your glitter and your gold, you can't deny the fact that you are growing old. You have 1,000 eyes that never fall asleep. Someday I will leave you when I've had enough of your beauty.
Hello, welcome to Wednesday. I am back from the hairdressers. I don't know if I told you I booked in the hairdressers, but I was very nervous about it. Scotland is pretty much like back to new normal. So there's people everywhere, but I don't really go anywhere. So I was pretty nervous, but they were really good about it. They took the temperature when I went in. They even put my jacket like away from other jackets so I wouldn't get anything from there. Everyone was wearing masks and other protection, and there was limited amount of people at any given time, and everyone was like sitting super far away from one another, so it made me feel really safe there, so that was great. I was like, I'm not paying for an Uber, so I saved like a tenner walking home, but it took me like an hour and a half. So I'm very tired now, very tired, but I guess that's like also exercise, though my head hurts a little bit, so I'm just like, need to make food. Because I feel like if I sit down and I keep sitting, then there's no hope for me left. I will just sit. I think I'm gonna go make turkey spaghetti bolognese and eat, because it's quite late actually now. Yeah, it's 7. Wow. Okay, very nice. Let's go. It's Friday. Have not read anything, so there was really no need for me to like even put this on. I did create a D&D character yesterday for our new campaign, which Logan might stream, so there's that. Oh, I got something fun though. I think it's gonna be fun. So Cody has got these like hanging plant things from IKEA recently, and I almost got, we basically own a lot of same stuff, and I've been really wanting the little side table as well, but you know, I had a lot of expenses this recent months, so I'm trying not to buy that. But I did find, however, I really did want to make some hanging plants there and there because we have super high ceilings and a lot of space there, and I thought it could look really fun if one, I can reach and hook it there. I don't know, like our curtain thing is not like a rod, it's like a different thing, but I'm hoping to find a place to hook these in. And so I got these from Amazon, and hopefully I can put like a little pot in there. I don't really have like any proper plants or anything put in there, but I do have a couple, and I have those hanging ones, and I also bought like these kind of extensions of the hanging ones, so I can just put some in the pot hopefully and make it more lush, but we'll see about that. I don't know, so I'm gonna try and do that. Just now, that's actually all right, but I kind of want this to stay where it is, but that's an option. This is also okay, I guess. Does look a bit sadder. Yay. Hello, it is Saturday. I have a couple of things to do. I actually made listen. I've actually made a couple of I made a reel for Instagram because I am procrastinating, and then I filmed a little video for the Patreons. So I have a couple of things to do just now, but after that I swear I'll read. I cannot believe how this week has gone, but I'm feeling really behind though, so you know, it's fine not to read and whatnot, but I do want to not feel super behind. But before that, I actually have a couple of things to unbox for you if you fancy. If you don't fancy, that's totally fine, and you can very easily skip it because I chapter my videos or my vlogs, so you can skip the unboxings there. But I have an Owlcrate and I have a book box club of, I'm assuming, previous month? Not quite sure. So let me grab those actually, and let's go. Well, I got terribly distracted, but I'm back. So I have an Owlcrate unboxing as well as, oh hey buddy, a book box club. Shall we start with the book box club? This is a UK YA subscription box. I will link both of these down below. Both of these were sent to me in exchange for an honest review. Shall we? Ooh, that's how the goodies look like just when you open it. All right. Oh, we have a lot of, oh, what's the theme? Okay, I'm so all over the place. Magical talents. I really like this art card. It's very beautiful. Really like that. And you have all the spoilers on the other end, on the other side, which we're not gonna look at just yet. And oh, this is so cool. You have 3 little notebooks that I think are a tiny bit inspired by certain magical school. And you have these designs on here, and first one says herbs, flowers, and magical specimens, magical potions and recipes. Those are really cool. I really like them. And then grimoire, spellbooks, and magical novels. That is so cool, and they're lined. I personally am an A5 girl. I like my notebooks a bit bigger, but these are really nice and really nice quality, and I just really like them. You guys know I like little magical things. Then you have your card inviting you to your book club, where you can speak to the author about the book. Thank you so much, Owlcrate. We have a book, but I want to leave it until last. We have, oh, a water bottle. I actually needed a water bottle, like a smaller one to carry with me. This is kind of perfect for like short trips, because mine is quite big, and I have smaller bags that it doesn't quite fit in there, and I don't want to kind of sometimes lug it, and I actually didn't have one. This is really cool. And it has potions on it. This could not have been better timed for me personally. It has the potions, and it has a metal top, which is quite nice, and it's just like a simple bottle. And obviously it's supposed to, I'm assuming, be like a potion bottle. I like that. This, especially because I needed one. Then we have this beautiful magnetic bookmark. I need to consult my card. Moana, I thought so. This is the Moana bookmark. It is drawn by TJ Lubrano. Oh, the bottle, artwork by Girl and Type. Magical Studies Notebooks by Book Box Club, so I think it's within house. I really like them. Then we have a little promo card, which it says death, so that's quite grim. Good girls die first. Hope not. Then I think this might be a little lip balm. It has a clock on the front, and at the other side it says lip balm used regularly to help heal and soothe lips. Beeswax. It has all of the ingredients, handmade by Mad About Nature. Very nice, natural. Oh, I quite like this. This is some citrusy smell, but very, very not overwhelming. So it's quite like, I like that. Then we also have this little pouch. It says Lisa Angel, like in foil on this. So it might be like a piece of jewelry. Care of me, and plated in sterling silver. 80K gold or 18K rose gold. Excuse me. Oh, it's a ring. Oh, cute. And it's actually sterling silver. That's very impressive. And it's obviously adjustable because like different ring sizes. Oh, I like it. Bends really easy, so I'm afraid to actually like break it at some point, but you have some care instructions on this side. But I really like it. Oh, I love it. I've been really into rings recently. I've always been a necklace person, but I've been really into rings recently. And I'm going to try to grow my collection a little bit. So this is perfect. This is perfect. What a strong box. I really like it. Okay. To the book. The book is Splinters of Scarlet. It looks very Christmassy, but obviously it's not. Merritt vowed never to use magic again. Its force can be fatal, but when her best friend Evie is adopted by a legendary former dancer, Merritt draws upon her powers to secure a job with the wealthy family so that she can watch over her. But Merritt has another secret motivation. Her father died while working in the family's mines, and she has reason to believe he was murdered. Among the glittering surfaces and intrigues of her new life in Copenhagen, Merritt begins to investigate her father's death, but every step closer to the truth brings more danger, and soon she is caught in a deception that goes all the way up to the king. Magic may be the only thing that can save her if it doesn't kill her first. Interesting. Have you ever heard of this? It has a bookplate that's signed. Very interesting. It sounds almost like, at first I was thinking maybe this is actually a contemporary, but obviously it doesn't sound like it. I'm so happy with this box. First of all, I really needed this, and I really like the ring. And I really like these. So, super strong box. I enjoyed myself. What was your favorite item? Sweet. Okay. Now, let's open Owlcrate. It is packed. Okay. Oh, we have a mug. That's right. I forgot we're gonna have a mug. This is, I think, their last Harry Potter mug that they had planned. Oh, what was the theme, actually? I just grabbed the item. Oh, that is a pretty card. Date with Destiny. So we're being very magical today. And obviously all the info on the other side. It's called The Boy Who Lived. We have Hogwarts. We have Harry with the potions. We also have Dumbledore's office and more Hogwarts. And Phoenix and the Dark Mark. And this is done by Kara Kozik. But yeah, we have another mug for our mug collection. Ooh, pretty. Look at that. Ah, this is such my aesthetic. Obviously, it's not just my aesthetic. But like this matches with what I like, so I'm very excited. I don't know what this could even be. Foxway dinner apron. Oh, it's an apron. All right. Fit is a very weighty word to throw around before breakfast. Designed with love by Paperback Bones. It's an apron, my dudes. Okay. Oh, it's actually quite like a nice one. It's like a very like two-layered and so it has the 30-way 300 Foxway. What? Henrietta. Oh, this is Raven Boys. We have Cabe's Water a little bit here, and then we have the quote, and it's like your normal apron. That's actually pretty cool. I can't say that I use aprons. I just ruin my clothes with like tomato sauce, so maybe I will, but that's really cool. I like that. Especially like this. I'm gonna keep that. Then we have some tea. Simon's Sour Cherry Scones. Riddle Tea Shop. So this, what are you inspired by? Carry On. I've not read that, so I wouldn't know, but I'm going to sniff it. Ooh, smells like cherry. I'm not a big fan of the flavor. I know a lot of people are. Then we have this month's pin, which is really cute. It's this little star, and it says Decide Your Fate. I actually really like that. This is gonna look amazing on a jean jacket. Beautiful. This is done by Jubilee Umph. Never heard of them. That's really cute. I like that a lot, which makes me also kind of excited. Oh, hello. Makes me excited for the book because they based these on their book of the month. So we have some paper clips. We have a whole bunch of them actually in this metal tin, little arrows. So I'm thinking this is maybe meant for tabbing purposes. I mean, obviously you don't have to necessarily use it for that, but you could use these for tabbing books. Then we have a wooden bookmark, and this one I think is Star Wars actually. Yeah, for sure. It's for sure Star Wars, but it's really cool, especially if you're a big fan of Star Wars. I've been late to that fandom and I never quite got there. But okay, what are you? I've not seen this before, I don't think. Oh, it has gilded edges. Hello, hello. Okay, has gilded edges. That's really cool. It's like light golden. Not sure if this is gilded or just shiny metal. I'm not quite sure, but it's really cool. Goddess in the Machine, which sounds a little bit sci-fi-ish, and I'm a massive fan of sci-fi, so that excites me. It's signed by the author. It has this underneath the jacket. See what you are about. Okay, when Andra wakes up, she's drowning. Not only that, but she's in a hot, dirty cave in the year 3102, and everyone keeps calling her goddess. When Andra went into a cryonic sleep for a trip across the galaxy, she expected to wake up in 100 years, not 1,000. Worst of all, the rest of the colonists, including her family and friends, are dead. They died centuries ago, and for some reason their descendants think Andra's a deity. She knows she's nothing special, but she'll play along if it means she can figure out why she was left in stasis and how to get back to Earth. Jade, the exiled bastard prince of Iranzed, has other plans. 4 years ago, the sleeping goddess's glass coffin disappeared from the palace, and Jade devoted himself to finding it. Now he's hoping the goddess will be the key to taking his rightful place on the throne. If he can get her to play her part, that is. Because if his people realize she doesn't actually have the power to save their dying planet, they'll kill her. With the vicious monarch on the throne and a city tearing apart at the seams, Jade and Andra might never be able to unlock the mystery of her fate, let alone find a way to unseat the king, especially since Jade hasn't exactly been forthcoming with Andra. 1,000 years from home, is there any way of knowing that Earth is better than the planet she's woken to? I am excited because this is a sci-fi, and I miss sci-fi. So most of the sci-fis I read turn into my favorite books. So I'm very excited about this. Another really strong box. Okay, then we have a dear reader letter from the author and the next month's theme, which this looks amazing. Love it. It has written in the stars, and actually it's going to have an item from the Quirky Cup Collective, which is Sadoni's shop, whom I love. She's a really wonderful girl, so I'm super happy to see her featured here. Let me know what you thought. I'm gonna go eat. I'm procrastinating my day. I woke up thinking, well, I woke up late, but I woke up thinking I'm gonna have a pretty productive day, and then I have played with Instagram. I played with Instagram Reels for way too long, and now here we are. It's almost 4 o'clock. We're gonna eat the dinner, and then I'll read. You know what? I'm not gonna put the camera on until I read, so maybe this is the last clip. Hopefully not. Okay, you are my witness. I am sitting to read. It's already like 7, 8 maybe. I think the issue is that I'm also just not that invested in the book. It has to be that, because I'm not like necessarily not in the mood to read. I have like 2 book clubs, so I gotta persevere, and I'm assuming I'll get into it more. But oh, Zeus ran away. He was sitting with me. But here we are. I'm gonna start chapter 19, and hopefully we'll get into it more. Got myself some peanut butter. Well, it's actually almond butter. I am currently at chapter 22. Still not too much into it for some reason. I don't know what it is. One is a little bit like confusing at times, and yet also very fast paced, but in a almost kind of not like incoherent, but not fluent way. It's how I'm feeling currently. But although I am kind of considering squeezing in a comic book just now, I'm gonna read maybe the next one in Giant Days just to like kind of chill and then go back to that. But I'm also kind of afraid if I start doing that, I won't get to that, but I think I'm gonna do that now. I think I'm gonna read the comic book now. Yeah, let's do that for a little break. Happy Sunday. I just really failed yesterday with reading. I really tried, but my mind just got distracted every 3 seconds. I did end up reading like 30 pages or so of this, and also maybe 50 pages of the comic book. Yeah, I'm still at the start of chapter 22. I will be reading today. I'll be sitting and reading. It's not like it's all bad or anything. I think it's just my intrigue that's low, because I've recently... That is why it is a point in itself in the compile rating system for me, because it actually has so much strength. So when I'm reading this, I'm not like hating it. I'm having a big trouble currently wanting to read it. The book does have a lot of nice descriptions, and especially like it paints a very full picture. Like you have the smells of the local food, but sometimes I feel like it focuses more onto that than the actual story, and it makes it hard for me to read it. We just had another development happen here, so hopefully, but it kind of means that our main character is going to go in a different setting, and I don't know if you know, you might not know if you've not been watching some of my videos, but I really hate starts of the books. Like it's well, not hate, but it's work for me. Start of the like learning to play the game, start of the book, learning D&D rules, that kind of stuff is effort for me. I don't enjoy it, but it's worth it for the enjoyment that I get afterwards. But basically, I don't like getting to know things because I just want to know it already. But when things change drastically for a character, I feel like I'm almost starting it anew. And I think that's one of the reasons why I kind of lagged yesterday. Anyway, got this today, so you know what that means. I'm going to go and try another porridge bake, because last time I tried it and it didn't quite work the way I wanted. So I'm gonna try it a bit differently today. I'm adding a little bit of baking soda and protein powder, and we'll see if that turns out better. Hello. So it's like 7. I've been kind of like slowly reading and getting and chipping my way through the story. Logan was playing Spyro here, then the noises got a bit too much, so I went to the bedroom, laid down there and read a little bit, and then I just put the book away and then kind of laid there. The head is a bit of a challenge, let's use that word, today. Pretty sure I also kind of like dozed off for a little bit there, just like turned off, and here we are. However, I did make some progress, so I am here about to start chapter 35 on page 350. I've read this much, so like a pretty good decent chunk of the book. So there are definitely parts in the book that I'm enjoying much more than the other part. So just after my last update, there's a part where someone else enters the book, and that character brought a lot of kind of interest for my personal taste, and there were some scenes that were quite dark and quite grim and very kind of manipulative and high tension, and I really enjoyed that. Then we kind of were like lulled again. I think I figured out what it is. There's a lot of things in the book and the ideas that I like in the mythology and the god bits and the deity side of things in the story, and the tribes and the different and the belief systems and all of that stuff I really enjoy. I think it is the writing style, but obviously that controls so much of the story. that hinders my enjoyment the most, because this whole book is pretty much me reads as an inner monologue of the main character, and the inner monologue is very circular. It's fairly repetitive, and we see well, at least I find I see patterns so often, and the themes that I understand they're supposed to be like, you know, a carrying theme, but it comes across as just repetitive sometimes, and the goals and the conflict in her mind with the people around her just come off to me as a bit repetitive. Maybe because there's not much development in them. So I don't know. So I'm kind of struggling. I think a lot is writing on how it ends. So I think I'm going to continue reading and see how far I get with that. See if I can squeeze anything else today. I'm not quite sure, because I think with the state that I am today, I will do nothing else. So we have that, which is a bit annoying because I was hoping to do some editing and stuff, but it is what it is. Okay, update. I lied. I just can't today. It's too much pain. So it's already, so I just kind of like sat around, and it's already basically 11 o'clock, and instead of continuing and trudging along in this book, I think I'm going to start Timeless? I think it's Timeless. One of the books that I showed you at the beginning. It's a buddy read, so I want to kind of get a start of it and just get a feel for it. I know I'm buddy reading it with Murphy, and Murphy said that it's a super slow start, so fingers crossed it's fine and I actually get into it. I don't mind slow start. As long as I 100% understand what people are talking about, it's fine. Hi, it's Monday. I am so behind on life, so I'm gonna keep this short. I don't know how good this vlog was. I'm sorry if it was a little bit tense. Hopefully there's enough for entertainment reasons. I think the next one's gonna be a bit better. I'm getting a bit, I got 30 pages into this new book that I'm gonna tell you I think in the next one a little bit more. I'm really enjoying that. I'm about to start editing this one. Again, fingers crossed that it was alright. Thank you so much for watching as per usual. Hope you're well. Hope your reading has been a bit better than mine, but if not, then that's also fine. Join the club. Let's be unproductive together. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Alright. Stay awesome, stay kind, and goodbye. Bye.